Hello and welcome to this edition of Big Scott 35 Cards. Today, no intro. We're just going to get right into it. Then, now, and tomorrow. I know I'm a week behind. But hey, I ain't done a video in a little bit, been a week or two, so here it is. Then, last year, was a really transformative year. Evolved in my collecting. I went from collecting everything to getting into this community and seeing what other people are doing and saying, hey, it's okay for me just to collect Gary Carter. I don't have to have every card. And I have to thank Triple Crown for that. That guy with those videos with the super collectors, that really opened my eyes to a way of collecting that I really needed because I was spread too thin and what I was buying and when I only wanted certain cards. And so, I do Gary Carter, Ken Griffey, Cal Ripken, Frank Thomas, Johnny Bench, and then the Mets cards, of course. And I have a few others that I'll hang on to, but I'm getting rid of a lot of cards. I'm not a seller, but I'm just purging, and I brought it up probably every video. So that has been the enlightenment of this year between him and then getting into PSA, baseball card collector. I got to think watching his videos. Man, that has gotten me. I didn't know what PSA was 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and found that wonderful world of card grading. And I knew what it was. I just didn't know the effect it had on the community. On a portion of the community. A lot of people still collect raw. And then I found the registry this year. Started looking into that. When I did that, it kind of fit in with the Gary Carter. Now I'm doing Gary Carter registry. So, I'm not a super collector like what Triple Crown does on his videos with his interviews, which are fantastic. I hope he keeps doing them. I love him, and then him talking about Miguel Cabrera. If I ever get to see him, I saw him at the National. I need to really talk. He was awesome, and also his videos. I'm talking about how he sets up for shows, prepares for shows, how he buys cards for his show portfolio compared to what he keeps. All of that was. All of it. I don't know why he doesn't have more subscribers. If you're not subscribed to him, go ahead and subscribe to him. He doesn't know me from Adam, so I just had to say that. Also, with baseball card collector or baseball collector, he. I'm sure you subscribe to him. He's got 3,000 subscribers, so. But with him and his beast, got me turned on to PSA. So I've really turned the corner when it comes to that. I have not bought a box since the National. So super fantastic. Also went to my 4th National out of 5 years. I did not go to the one in Atlantic City, but I went to this last one in Chicago, the year before in Cleveland, Chicago before that, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I met Mike, baseball collector. I saw Triple Crown. I was just at that night. I was out of it. Work a lot. I was tired. No excuses. I didn't put myself out there. Didn't go around talking to people. I was standoffish, and that's weird for me. And I'll get more into that in a minute for later. But I was not myself, and kind of regret that a little bit. Lost some opportunity. I tried to talk to Mike O, who I respect a whole lot. He doesn't hide who he is on there. He's a Phillies guy. You know it from first you watch. But he opens all kinds of stuff. He's kind of like me. He goes on Topps.com quite a bit. I don't really see a lot of other people doing that. I think it's me and him. But he gets other stuff off of .com that I don't get. So that's very nice to see. But he likes to live in set, and he likes the Topps Now stuff like I do. So I learn a lot from him, and I send cards to him to get graded, and so hopefully that keeps going. Also, this past year, I'm trying to think. I think that's about it. Purging my cards, sold all my football cards already, except for the Cowboys and some autos. Um, Other than that, I love autographs, so I try to keep some of them, the ones I want, but purging the rest. For the future, talk about my YouTube channel, talk about being more out there. Some guys at work are like, hey, you're funny at work all the time. You're a smart ass. You tell jokes. Man, you're quick witted. Why don't you do that more on your channel? And I'm like, well, I don't have a lot of opportunity for that. I'm talking about baseball cards. Uh, they know I love baseball. I mean, if I work nights, I usually have it on in the background. I just, that's what I do. And I'm by myself. I don't have somebody to interact with to do that joking monologue. I don't do skits and stuff, but I've made fun of things in the past and items, and like this video. I've seen other videos for a year where they share their top 20 cards of the year or pickups of the year. That's like trying to pick your favorite kid, and I don't have kids, but I'm sure you can pick your favorite kid, but I'm just I couldn't do that. But back to I'm gonna try to share my personality more. I've already started commenting on more videos. I'll watch a lot of card videos, but I don't comment too many. Comment on two different channels quite a bit, but I'm gonna start commenting on some other ones, just to hey, I'm here. I got a point. I have a view. I have an opinion. Um, you know, Basically come check my opinions out. And I'm gonna start doing more opinionated vids and things like and uploads, and not might be more of this where I'm not showing a card and we're just gonna talk. But that being said, that's the future. And also I'm not going to the National this year. It's hard to get to. It'll be like an episode of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I don't want to be waking up in a room and ask somebody where their hand is. I'm just, I just, it's too much. I have to drive an hour to an airport and fly to another airport and fly to another airport and drive for another hour to get to Jersey. It's just, I'll be spending more money on the trip than I would at the show. And I save up all year to go to the show because I don't have shows to go to. So I buy a bulk of my sales for the year, or purchases, I should say, is at the National. If you see my last few pickups from the National, you would see that where I get some. That's when I really pick up some higher end stuff. Now I did go to a show earlier this summer and get some Johnny Benches that I pay a little bit for, but I felt like I got a good deal on that. But there's not a lot of shows around here where I can pick up that type of stuff. Also, I'll be going to other shows. I think there's one in Chicago in the fall that's pretty big, so I might drive. It's 6 hours for me to drive there, so I might do that. Or I could take a 6-seater plane from where I'm at to Chicago. It's a little bumpy, but it's like $100 round trip. So I could do that as well. I just can't pack a lot of stuff when I do that. Not that I'll buy a lot just to go to a show, but I'll go to I think it's called CSA in Virginia in summer. They have 3 shows in Dulles Expo Center. So I'll go to one in the summer. I usually go to one in October. And last year was right big. I mean, it's the second biggest card show I've ever been to. Not saying it's anywhere touches the National, but it's right there. It's not right there. It's probably a third of the size, but that's big. And they have a lot of a lot of people there to sign. I don't really do that much anymore, but it is they're there. So I will be going to some shows, just not those. And so that leads us to now, and that'll get back to my commenting and putting myself out there a little bit and my opinions. Now, I'm going to talk about some stuff that's been going on YouTube now, which this past year I've been seeing, since the summer, there's been this onslaught of investors doing investment talk on here. Speculating and talking about rookie cards and stuff like that, which I find kind of funny. I mean, it's fun to talk about because, hey, if you're right, you're right. If you're wrong, it's just like talking about who's going to win the Super Bowl. It's fun to talk about. But when you're people that take you seriously and think that's they investing, yeah, I find it hard. You need to put, hey, spend the money you have. You don't assume that people do that. Because they think they're going to make money off of this. They see your video or a video and they think they're going to make money, which if you think you're going to make money off of sports cards, stop. Don't do that. So what I want to talk about is I watched a video, and this isn't the only video, this is just the last video, but this one kind of hit me hard this past week, or weekend, I should say. Filmington with, she blinded me with Refractors and Triple Crown. 3 guys I respect to all ends. I never met any of the 3, but their knowledge on their channels is second to none. I mean, they're very, for Triple Crown being as young as he is, you could tell he takes it very seriously. Filmington, with his knowledge of the money side of it, incredible. And Andy just has the whole total package. He really thinks about what he's gonna talk about and knows his basketball. And not a basketball guy. I watch some of his videos. I do subscribe, but I don't watch a lot because I'm not a basketball guy. I see him on I've seen him with Baseball Collector on his channel and other ones, and very knowledgeable. So I have a lot of respect for these guys. But one thing they brought up was the PSA going up 50 cents, and they didn't think that was enough. I think PSA should hire more people. I don't think them going up, Filmington said they should go up $2. Well, and that would price out a lot of the unwanted slabs out there. Well, unwanted to you is unwanted to other people. People get slabbed. He made a statement, if your getting a card slab doesn't go up $10, then it's not worth getting it slabbed. So I disagree. If monetarily might not go up $10, I do a lot of Gary Carters, and for me to get some of my Gary Carters PSA registered, I have to get my own card slabbed. They're 50-cent cards. They're not going to go up to $10.50. They might be $5 cards if they come back at 10. Some of them are really high, $200 some dollars, but some of the ones tops from the 80s and 90s they're not going to be like that. But they're for my collection. They're my PC. To me, they're priceless. You just not going to get them from me for any price. So I just don't agree with that. And he wrote back today to me saying there was something to what I said. I don't know if he agrees wholeheartedly or not, but at least he answered me. But he didn't answer this other one. And I think there's a lot of reasons to get stuff graded. You don't have to have a reason. If you want to pay for it, that's the reason enough. But going up $2 doesn't sound like a lot, but for me, I do $200 a month, and I do it between 2 different groups. One does it early in the month, one does it late. So it splits out that, and then that gives me enough money to like buy other slabs and other stuff during the month that I want. It doesn't I'm not going to cripple myself doing any of it, but just so I could get 20 cards done. So if you do $2 more, I can only get 8-9 cards from each. So that's two cards less a month. It's 24 cards less a year. It's just you're making it the haves and the have-nots, where we already have that enough in our world, especially in our entertainment value. I'm not going to go crazy. I got rid of my cable. I don't overpay for things. If I think it's crazy, I'm not going to overpay for it. I already think it's too much to get stuff graded. When I see people do 500 card submissions, crazy to me. So that's not the answer. Going up in price is never the answer. I saw what they made the last quarter of this past year. They still in this quarter. They still got one more quarter left for the year, but their third quarter, and it was astronomical, crazy amount. And they're going to use lean manufacturing practices, which I hear all about where I work at, to maximize their money because they got investors. Their investors want the money. They don't want to. They think paying somebody $20 an hour to look at cards for 8 hours a day is not where their money. They want it in their pocket and giving them benefits. So I know when I send in cards, it's a 60-day turnaround. So I know it's going to be a lot longer than that. I got a submission now for the 35 or 40 day. Not expedited, but the one for the higher dollar amount. So when, and they always say it should or have verbiage in there that protects them from not being held to that. But anyway, I don't think that's the answer. I think the answer is hiring more people, train them. It's already opinionated. I don't know how they do it. I'm sure it's not a second person that looks at it and looks at the first grader and either agrees or disagree or whatever. But that's what it should happen. It should be more than one grader. I work in a field that all my paperwork has to go through quality control, and it gets in lab work and all that, and it's got to be peer reviewed and everything else before it goes. My stuff hits the marketplace. It's controlled FDA. We have regulations, so it goes through all this stuff. And I mean, if we can do it for $50 million batches of stuff, then they could do it for a $500 card. But with that being said, I'll go to the next one. I don't want to keep going on with that. I think I hit the point and made my point and let it go. My next one was Filmington brought up. He's in a Facebook group, and I forgot how they got to this. And the Facebook group does Razzes, and I don't like Razzes either. When I saw what the Razzes are, it makes sure that the person gets max value for whatever they're selling. It makes the guy that has a chance to win get it at a much of a discounted price. Kind of works with these penny auctions, which sounds like you don't pay much, but at the end of it, you paid way more. Might pay less, but you paid a lot. So yeah, you might get a $200 card for a $20 buy-in. But he made a statement was that somebody doesn't have the $200 to buy the card, so they're not a serious collector. They're hoping to win it. Well, yeah, I mean, I've never done one because I don't like that. I'd rather take that $20, go to the Four Corners, and get a Gary Carter. I can get a slab for $20 and know I have it, than try to get a $200 card. But I might find a Gary Carter rookie that's a 10 and somebody's doing $20 buy-in. I might take that chance because that card's $1,000 card or whatever the buy-in is. So I don't know. I don't have the answer for that, but to say they're not a serious collector is just everybody's serious about what they collect. It doesn't matter if they're collecting pennies or if they're collecting cards or plates or whatever. I mean, to say that one person's not serious about it because of a dollar amount. And I was watching it work on break, and I had a second person in there, and he was looking at something on his phone, and he heard that said, and he goes, "Did I just hear that right? We rewound it." Or rewound it. It wasn't a VCR. I'm not that old. I mean, I am that old, but I'm not. That darn VCR. But no, I backed up the video, and we saw it again, and I'm pretty sure that's how it was worded. And I could be. I'm hoping I'm wrong, because I feel like I'm a serious investor now. I'm trying to think. I think the most I paid for any one card is around $500, and I've done that a couple of times, several times. Uh, but that's very top of my, and it'll be once a year thing, and that's a very top of my purchases. I will pay probably 100 for over a year, several times. And I'm not about quantity or quality. I want the most out of my buck that I can get. But that's just me, and I'm not gonna question somebody that only goes to dollar bins and say they're not a serious collector. It kind of hit me wrong, and I hoping he didn't mean it that way, because even if he did, it doesn't stop the fact that I think Fullerton is really smart at what he does, and it won't stop me from watching his videos because of that, because I gain so much knowledge from watching his videos, and it's done in such a way, and he puts that out there that he's not trying to promote any cards he's selling. He is telling you, hey, this is what I think right now in the market, and he does it in a market sense. LeetCode does it similar. I watch his videos for the same reason, and I'm not a seller. I keep saying that, but I do it because when I'm out and I find those cards, I'm like, oh, just like I watched Baseball Collector. He had a thing doing the same thing because he was talking about this investment in only buying cards of guys that have retired, and I wholeheartedly back up that. I love Alonso, Pete Alonso, but I really think that if he could get hurt or he won't duplicate it. I think McNeil is going to be the better player over the years. That's what I think. But and I've been buying a lot of his cards because of that. You get them cheap right now. But he could fail, and all these people are spending $500-$600 for an autograph. I'll get them now for next to nothing. So thank you very much. But hopefully, for me, I hope he's the greatest first baseman ever played a game. And I won't have a problem with that either. But speculating on now cards. But he was talking about Derek Jeter, and I went out to a show that weekend after I watched it. The Jeter rookie, not the big rookie, the Topps rookie draft, I believe it's called. And there was one sitting on the table, a 9, that I got for, I think he said, right at $40, and I paid exactly the price that he was talking about. I can't remember if it was 30 or 40, I can't remember. But I used that information and went, wow. And then when he gets to go in the Hall of Fame, even the 9s are going to jump up. Now, I am right now keeping a lot of my rookies, so it'll probably be in my PC. I don't know if I'll ever sell it. But I got it. And I think once I got the option to sell it. If I didn't have it, I wouldn't have that option. So I do use that information. And so, like I said, now, and hopefully it doesn't, I'm not coming across where I'm a know-it-all or nothing. It's just an opinion, and opinions vary, and you know what they say about those in buttholes. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. And the other thing with like the trimming and stuff, I think stuff just slides by PSA. Is there a case where somebody with PSA works with other people? Of course. I mean, there's a couple of things that have been pointed out where it kind of just points that way, but I don't know if they go out of their way. I just think things get by them, and it's human error. The bigger problem is the shill bidding. This small groups of the Buyers Club or whoever they are that take these cards, and one day they're $1,000, and a year later that same card is $20,000. I think that is the biggest issue, and that needs to somehow be nipped in the bud. That's getting across eBay, PCW, ComC, all of them. Any house. Now, I'm with everybody else that says I have a price range, and that's the price I'm going to pay for something. I feel like it's in that range. So it's not going to affect me, but I think it causes an artificial bubble that will burst. And that's when we'll find out who the serious collectors are. Until next time, please like, share, leave a comment, whatever, dislike. Let me know how you feel. Till next time, see ya.